It's Holly. Holly's humble home. Yeah.
Hey guys, so today I am taking one of those styrofoam wreath forms from Dollar Tree and some yarn from Dollar Tree and some of those snowflakes from Dollar Tree and those, what are they called? Wire brush trees? I think that's what they're called. Anyway, I'm showing you all the items I'm going to use to decorate this wreath, and everything did come from Dollar Tree. The flowers, the deco mesh, all of that did. So now what I'm doing is I'm just going to tie a piece of the white yarn around this wreath. And now it did take a little bit of time, but it honestly only took about maybe a half an hour to wrap the entire wreath form with the white yarn from, again, Dollar Tree. It was honestly not very tedious. I just wrapped it around. Now I did cut the yarn into some shorter strips because it was kind of hard to take the whole spool and go through the wreath over and over again. So I just kind of did it just like that, and I just sat down and I was just watching some other crafting videos while I did it. So it was fine, and it only took about a half an hour. And then there's the wreath that's finished. And now you can see a little bit of green through it, but you're not going to see that once I get it decorated. So I'm just going to take these snowflake ornaments, again, from Dollar Tree. You get 10 in a pack for $1. And I am going to hot glue them all around the wreath form. It's just going to be a nice little snowy snowflake wreath. And hi, Salem. Of course, there's our Salem. Always wants to know what's going on. Maybe she's a Christmas fan. I don't know. But she likes to watch us craft, and she's very inquisitive. So there's my little sweetheart right there. So I'm just going to continue taking the snowflakes and just putting them all around the tree just like that. I let them overlap just a little bit because I didn't want there to be any spots showing. So again, you don't see any of the green styrofoam wreath after you do this, and it also makes the wreath look a little bit bigger because those wreath forms, they are kind of small. I think they're only like 12 inches. So then I am going to take those, I'm pretty sure they're called wire brush trees. The name of them is escaping me. And so I am just going to hot glue it into the center of the wreath. Now I did use both of them, and it's just a nice white and bright snowy Christmas winter wreath. And the good thing about this wreath is that even when Christmas is over, you can leave it up all year. All winter, I mean, not all year. I mean, hey, unless it's your thing, right? But you can leave it up all winter long. So it is a nice wreath for Christmas, but also, you can leave it up all winter because it's just so snowy and snowflakey and all that good stuff. And there's Gracie in the corner there. She likes to hang out with Mommy too. I told you guys before, I live in a zoo. I live in a very happy furry zoo, and that's how I like it. So so there we have the wreath. It's almost done. Now I didn't put snowflakes all around it because I did want to save some room for a bow. And now that is some deco mesh that I had gotten from Dollar Tree last year. It's like a very pale blue shimmery deco mesh. It has some silver entwined in it. It's really pretty. Unfortunately, I didn't see any of it this year at my Dollar Tree. Maybe you had that at yours, but I'm just making a simple little bow with it using some more of that yarn, and I'm just going to hot glue it to the wreath form. Now I always clean up my deco mesh because sometimes you get those little ends that fray, those little pieces of the fabric that kind of fray off. So I'm just going to add another snowflake right there because I realized that maybe I had left too big of an opening. So I'm just going to hot glue that. There you go, right there, that little deco mesh bow. We're not done though. No worries, we're not done. I'm just tidying up the bow, and I gotta hold it on there for a moment. I always try to tell you guys to get your glue sticks from Dollar Tree because you get 20 for $1, and the glue really does hold well. So I just wanted to put that out there really quick for you. Now I'm taking one of those, the last two of those poinsettias. Now I know that I always tell you guys to work in odd numbers. I know, but I only had 2 of those poinsettias left. I didn't want to drive all the way to Dollar Tree for just one more bunch of poinsettias because my nearest Dollar Tree is about 25 minutes away from me. So So I just used what I had on hand. I try really hard to do that, and there you go. I am so pleased with how this turned out. I think it's just such a pretty, shimmery, happy little winter wreath. It could be a Christmas wreath. It could even be part, shabby chic if that's what you're doing. If you're doing the shabby chic look, it could even go farmhouse. However you would like to do it. Just switch out that deco mesh for maybe some buffalo check ribbon, and you could easily turn this into a nice farmhouse winter wreath. But I think it's just dainty and it's just pretty. The wreath itself, I think, is about 12 inches, I believe. But then when you put the snowflakes on, it kind of makes it a little bit bigger. So I hope you like that idea. And now I'm taking one of those. Well, here it was. I had this decorated for the fall, and it was 3 of those Dollar Tree pumpkins, and they have the grateful, thankful, blessed tin little wordings on there. So I'm just taking it apart now. I had decorated it for early fall, and so winter's coming, and in case you had some of those laying around, I just wanted to show you what you could do with them. If you were trying to save on, buying more Christmas decor or winter decor, I just wanted to give you a way to repurpose those pumpkins and do something fun with them. So I'm putting them back together now. I got some boo-boos that I have to take care of, as you can see. I tore it up pretty good. And there's Gracie in the corner there, hanging out with Mommy, watching what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take some chalk paint. Now, I did get that chalk paint from Hobby Lobby, and it's just the white. And I am trying to get some stuff off of it and just kind of tidy it. I ripped it a little bit, so I'm holding it back together with some of the chalk paint. Now, I painted the whole thing white with the chalk paint, and you get that whole thing of chalk paint from Hobby Lobby. I think it's for $8.99, but it really does go a long way, or you can make your own. I've done that as well. So anyway, I'm just painting all the pumpkins white. Now, I did end up putting 2 coats on this, and it did take a little bit of time to dry, usually about 30 to 40 minutes in between coats, just to let you know that. I'm turning this into a snowman, so I really wanted him to be nice and white. So this is after the second coat, okay? So it's nice and dry now. So those are just 2 flaps of a box from an Amazon box, and I'm going to turn them into a snowman hat. So I want his hat to be a little crooked, a little off to the side. So I'm just gluing it right there. As you can see, I already glued the bottom, like the bottom part of the hat on, and now I'm just going to put on the top of the top hat. And I did cut it in half because it was a little too tall, but now it's perfect now. So there we go. We have our basic snowman form right there. And so I am not an artist, guys, okay? I do draw, I do dabble a little bit in painting. I'm not an artist, but I did, decide I was going to make some eyes just like that. I drew them out first so I could see if I liked them and how they turned out. And now I'm just going to take a regular black pen, and I am making the eyes. Now, those are like his little cheeks. And then those are his little eyes right there. And I'm drawing in his little pupils. And I'm going to give him a little bit of an eyebrow over there because his hat is on crooked. And then I'm just going to go back over it with this Sharpie marker. I am going to paint it with some of the black chalk paint that I have. But I wanted to outline it first with just the Sharpie marker right there. And I thought that would be a lot easier to stay in the lines. Because again, I've told you guys in another video that I don't always have the most steady hand in my right hand. So I'm taking I'm taking some of my CoverGirl blush in, I think it's rose or natural rose, and I am rosing up our little snowman's cheeks because he's outside. Of course, his little cheeks are going to be rosy and from the cold. And I thought I didn't want to use paint because I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to blend it as well as I would want it blended. So I just used some CoverGirl. So hey, thanks CoverGirl. More uses for CoverGirl blush, right? So here I am just filling in his little eyes with this black chalk paint, just like that. and it turned out really nicely. I'm not an artist, guys, but I was really happy with how his eyes turned out. So now I'm just painting his little top hat with black paint. And now I did make a couple of little boo-boos that I wanted to show you guys. Now, on this hat, you see the top part of the hat? I wish that I would have glued it to the back of the other piece, if that makes sense. But I'm going to decorate it with some ribbon and stuff, so you're not going to see it. But just in hindsight, I wish that I would have done that. So I'm taking a smaller brush now, because the closer I got to the edge there, I didn't want to get any of the black chalk paint onto the white. I want him to be a nice bright white snowman. I didn't want any... I just didn't want to mess it up. So I just took a smaller brush and I'm just filling it in very gently and very slowly over here doing that. And I did just go around the edges with a little bit of the black paint as well. And I think I only did one coat. And there I'm trying to, there I'm just trying to make it look like the extension of his hat in the corners, if that makes sense to you. So I'm pretty sure I only did one coat of the black chalk paint, because that's all it required. The black chalk paint really does cover very, very well. And so that's just a piece of a old chess game that I got from Goodwill, and I just reused the pieces. I reused them for finials and for tops to other crafts and stuff, but now it's going to be a nose. It's going to be our snowman's nose. And so I just drew a little crooked smile just like that, because his scarf is going to be more so on the other side, because the other little boo-boo I noticed that I made was I should have glued the pumpkin with his face on it on top of that other pumpkin, but I didn't. I glued it to the back of it. So you see that pumpkin stem right there. So there I am, just trying to cover up a couple little boo-boos I made when I realized that I kind of went a little too far with his little smile. And so you don't have to be a perfect artist, guys. I certainly am not, but I made it work. So I'm going to use some of those little snowflakes from Dollar Tree. You get, I think it's 2, 4, 6, you get 8 for $1, or 6. Maybe it's 6. I'm sorry. It's either 6 or 8. But I'm going to use those instead of buttons. I do have little craft buttons. Now, if you wanted to, you could use buttons and you could make this a nice primitive snowman. If you wanted to use like buttons and maybe some homespun fabric ribbon, you could do that as well. But I kind of want him to be a little bit on the shimmery kind of traditional side. So I'm going to use those snowflakes for his buttons. And now I'm just going to use some of this ribbon. Now I am going to tie the ribbon around his little neck there, because again, I'm trying to cover up that little boo-boo that I left, that stem that's sticking out. So I'm halfway to covering it. A little bit of glue and a little bit of creativity is going to cover that. So I'm just ducktailing my ends here, and I really hope that you guys are liking this so far. I promised you it really did turn out cute. I really hope that you like it. So I'm just ducktailing the ends, and I realized it was a little long, so I just kind of trimmed them up, and I'm going to use a couple other ribbons just to give it some more texture and to just make it happy, and just to make it a little bit more happy. So, and that is, now that ribbon there that I'm using, that plaid, I've used that in a couple other videos. That came from Hobby Lobby, and I got it for half off, because I always wait for the half off. I don't ever pay full price for anything, guys. I always get it half off, or at least 40% off. But that particular one was half off when I bought it. And so I just think it's a really pretty plaid. It's so Christmassy with the green and the reds, the greens and the red. So I just added it to the existing scarf, and now I'm dovetailing those ends as well. And I just tied it to the other ribbon by using a piece of the glitter pipe cleaner. I'm sure you saw, but I just wanted to put that out there. So now I'm taking another piece of the red check ribbon and taking another little piece of that pipe cleaner, and I'm going to add it, because I made like the loops for the red check bow. I'm trying to make this bow really full and happy is what I'm trying to do. So I may not be explaining that perfectly, but that's what I'm trying to do. So, and then I'm just trimming off the excess and blowing off some of the little pipe cleaner dust, as I call it. So using some hot glue, yay! I covered up that stem that little boo-boo I made. See, just get creative. You can cover up all your boo-boos and no one will ever know. So I'm just going to hot glue my bow because I'm thinking he might stay outside. I'm not sure. My porch doesn't have a big cover. It's got a very small cover. So I would love to put him outside, but I don't want him to get damaged. So anyway, I am just doing a little bit of hot glue and kind of securing his little scarf in place where I want it to be. So, and you know, it also, again, it covers up the boo-boo I made. So I'm going to take some more of those berries. I had one bundle of those little red berries that I'm using right now. I got one bundle from the Dollar Tree, again, for $1, and I have used them on so many crafts. So I really got my money's worth with those berries. I don't know if your Dollar Tree still has them. My Dollar Tree is pretty much out at this point. Their florals are a little on the slim side because, you know, once you see it at Dollar Tree, you have to get it or else it's gone. So, but just letting you know, I really made good use of those berries, and I'm just gluing in some evergreen that I had bought a pick from Dollar Tree for $1, and I cut the evergreen off of it, and so I just kind of cut it apart, and I'm using it like that. So I have about $2, less than $2 of florals going on here. And I'm using the pine cones, again, the pine cone that came on that little pick. And so I think I got my bow just about done. I'm going to work on the hat now because, you know, you have to decorate the snowman's hat, and you know, we're going to cover up that other boo-boo, right? There you go. Don't even see it now. Ta-da, it's gone. It's magic. It's a magical snowman. So I got that tied on there just like that, and then I'm just going to dovetail those ends too. Guys, he really turned out cute. I'm like just so pleased and so happy with how it turned out. Like, have you ever did a craft and it just turned out like so much nicer than you ever thought it would? Like, I've never made one of these before. I've never repurposed these pumpkins and made them into a snowman. I this was just totally new for me, and it just turned out better than I thought it would, and it was really fun to do, and I'm really happy with it, and it was very inexpensive. And now I will tell you that I saw Olivia from Olivia's Romantic Home. I saw her do this with, I think she used the same signs. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I've seen Olivia do this. So this is just a really fun thing to do with those Dollar Tree signs. And you figure they're only $1. So you can repurpose them and reuse them. And next year, you know, they're going to have out more stuff next year and, you know, cute, fun stuff. And just for $1, it's totally worth it. I had so much fun doing this. I'm going to keep this snowman for a very long time. I mean, look at his face. He's so precious. I mean, how could you get rid of him, right? So I decorated his hat. I used some more of those little snowflakes that we used for the buttons. I put the last two on his little hat to tie it in. I'm so happy with this, guys. I love it. I feel like a kid again when I was making this craft. I felt like a kid again in kindergarten. Remember when your teacher would do all the little Christmas crafts or the little winter crafts in kindergarten? Oh my gosh, it was so fun. It's what it reminded me of. Anyway, my kindergarten teacher's name was Miss Rogan. So if she's watching, hi, Miss Rogan. I really miss kindergarten class doing Christmas crafts with you. Anyway, so I took some more of those silver pipe cleaners, and now I'm just outlining his little hat. I'm just outlining it with the with those pipe cleaners. I love putting those silver pipe cleaners to use when it comes to framing or outlining a craft. I just think they add a little something, and they add a little bit of sparkle, and it's just a fun thing to do. So that's what I'm doing there currently with them. I really love his little hat. I think his little hat turned out so cute. And again, guys, that's just a couple pieces of cardboard that I cut off from an old Amazon box, because you know we all have some of those, and some of us have more than others. So, but you know, hey, it's all good. So, so I'm just gonna finish going across his hat, and I love how when I put it on here, because it kind of like I wasn't 100% happy with his eyebrow. So the good thing is that the pipe cleaner kind of covered it. So it was I don't know. I like it. I'm really happy with it. So I'm just gonna finish doing that. It was a little tedious, I won't lie to you. And again, I forgot my finger protectors. I need help. I need help, guys, with remembering those finger protectors. I really need to start putting post-it notes up around my house reminding me to get the finger protectors, because I burn myself on a daily basis when I when I do crafts because I never remember to get the finger protectors. So anyway, it's okay. There was no blood drawn. It's fine. So I'm just gonna finish up with his little hat now, and I almost had enough to go around. I just had to cut another little piece. And the good thing with the pipe cleaners is that when you add like a little piece there, because maybe you cut it too short or something like I did, when you put them together, you don't even see the gap. They just kind of go together seamlessly. So just in case you're wondering, I just wanted to put that out there for you. And now I'm trying to pick off a piece of glue that got hung up in the corner. And the little pick that I had got from Dollar Tree, it was the little pick with the red cardinal on it. I love red cardinals, especially around the holidays. You know, they say that a cardinal is a sign from heaven that your loved one is near you, is saying hello from heaven. And both me and my husband lost our mothers in the last 5 years. So having a cardinal in the house and with the Christmas decor, it's just kind of nice. So I wanted to include that cardinal on his hat. And so I'm just taking, those are just some tree branches from my yard. Just some tree branches that I looked for and found on the ground, and I'm using them for his little arms. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm not done yet. I'm going to use some more of these little snowflakes. Now, those I had also got from Dollar Tree, but it was a different kind of snowflake. I got them earlier in the year, and I just wanted to put a few down at the bottom, you know, like he's sitting in snow. So, because, I mean, that's usually where they sit. It's usually where snowmen sit, right? So anyway, I just put some of those down there at the bottom, and I'm just going to take some chalk paint. I just got a couple little touch-ups that I'm gonna do. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Oh my goodness, I put a couple little dots in his little eyes. That's right. I wanted them to twinkle. And so I thought that that would be a nice little way to kind of bring his eyes to life more. And I used the bottom of the brush to make them like little circles. You turn the brush upside down and you dab it in the paint. And there you go, guys. Now, I did take him outside and I did spray him with some iridescent silver glitter spray. And I hope you can see it in the video. He turned out really cute, guys, if I do say so myself. I did use some of those little sparkly little balls, those vase fillers that you know I always use. They're like in every video. And I put some of them in there, and I really think he turned out great. I love his little nose. I love his little cheeks and his little eyes. I am not an artist, guys. I just, you know, I just drew it out and kind of just, you know, went for it. You can do it too. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. I don't have the most steady hand in the world. I love him. I really want to hug him and just smooch and kiss on him, but I don't want to smush his bows. So I worked really hard on that bow. But I just think he's such a happy little guy with his little crooked smile. So I really hope that you liked this video. And if you did, please subscribe. If you're coming back, thank you so much for coming back and listening to me ramble. I really appreciate it. And again, if you could hit the subscribe button, I'd appreciate it. You can see more videos. I have a lot more coming. I like to do fun stuff with all different kinds of material. So anyway, until next time, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some ideas. And until next time, happy crafting and take care.